Hey guys, welcome back to Professional Weekends YouTube channel. Today we're here at the Dunedin Causeway in Dunedin, Florida, and today we're going to be launching our skis right here from the beach. So if you've ever wanted to know how to launch your ski here at the Dunedin Causeway, then you're in the right place. Make sure you stick around, check it out, hit that subscribe button, and let's go.
Let's go. And guys, like Lewis said, oh man, this hat is, I think the hat is just too big for my head. I don't know. All right, so anyway, we are here at the Causeway, and we've seen some people ask about how we launch here, so Lewis is going to take you guys through all the things. My recommendation is to just do it. Full send it.
Full send it.
Full
I don't
send
know
it.
about that.
All right, let's check out what Lewis has to say about how to do this, because apparently full send it isn't the answer.
If you guys don't know, this is one of the most popular places in all of Florida to launch your jet skis. That's because it happens to be home to the Florida ski riders. Their headquarters is right here. So this is where a lot of the rides for them all kind of meet up. A lot of people launch from here. They actually have a ride scheduled for tomorrow. So even though this is a Saturday, it's fairly calm out here. Not a whole lot of people out here today, which is kind of a rarity for a Saturday. Which is good though for us. Plenty of room to park, spread out. But it does get quite full here. So that would be, I'd say, number one thing to kind of take into account is how it normally gets pretty full. So make sure you're not taking up more space than you need. If it's empty like today, yeah, you get a little bit of room to spread out, but a lot of times there's not that room. Particularly if you're here early, it's going to fill in a little bit later in the day. So just be mindful of that and try not to take more space than you need, especially by the water here. If you have vehicles that don't have trailers, make sure you park them on the other side of the little dirt road here, get them out of the way, and leave the beach area for the trailers. One other thing to kind of mention about this video is we are actually launching here with a double jet ski trailer. So if you don't know, they're quite a bit longer than a single jet ski trailer, but they also have the jet skis sit higher because double jet ski trailers, just by nature, they can only be so wide. So they tend to ride on top of the tires on the side, so the jet skis sit higher up on the trailer, which makes it a little bit more difficult to launch here because it is rather shallow. But it still definitely can be done, and I'll show you how. So first thing that we want to do is make sure that we get all of our safety chains and tie downs off the jet skis, and we're just going to leave the bow winch for now. So I have a safety chain on both jet skis here. So I'm just going to start by removing that, setting it off to the side. Most trailers don't have that.
Why do we have it?
It's just a little added extra protection. They are required by law down in Australia, but in the US here you don't have to have them. But the idea is if you get into a wreck, it's gonna kind of help keep the jet ski on the trailer, not flying into the cabin compartment of somebody else's car. So the next step is optional, but if you want, you can also put out anchors there, so that way you don't have to stand here and hold your jet skis in the surf. If it's really a rough day, it's probably a good idea. If you're gonna take some extra time getting ready, then it's probably a good idea to go ahead and put your anchors out. Sand anchors, the Sand Shark Sports, they work really well. Alright, and now we're ready to put the jet skis in the water. So let's back the truck up. Alright, so as you can see, it's super shallow out here, and we didn't really go that far. I only go up till about the wheel of the truck is touching the water, so I'm not too deep. I don't really want to sink the whole bed of my truck in the salt water. But as you can see, the jet skis are still not quite in the water. So if they were submerged and the jet skis were floating, this would be way easier. The further down east you go on the causeway, the deeper it is, but down here on the west side, it's definitely fairly shallow. No matter what, if it's high tide or low tide or anything. But there is a trick to this as well. And that is, if you watched my last video, I showed you the liquid rollers. This is a big reason why I applied that stuff too, because it makes it so much easier to push these things off the trailer. So even though we're a couple inches out of the water, about 6 inches out of the water, I'm still just gonna push them right out, and they should start floating as soon as they hit the water. Now we'll take the winch off, and then we'll just give it the good old heave-ho. You see with that liquid rollers, with that liquid rollers, I can do this myself.
Apparently Lewis's whole butt's hanging out.
Yeah,
Shorts are a little too big.
some weight, my pants don't fit anymore.
Okay.
Now we're just going to attach it to the anchors. And it's a pretty calm day out here today, so don't really have to worry too much about them floating away. Now we'll go get the other one. Second verse, same as the first.
Literally second person as the first.
Huh?
Huh?
What?
What?
I tried to find the right pants. Couldn't today. They're dirty. I only got two pairs that fit. Alright. There you have it. Now we're launched. Just get the truck up out of the water. Okay, so there you have it. That's pretty much it to launching here at Dunedin Causeway. I know a lot of people ask about it. A couple things to note is my truck is not four-wheel drive. We're only two-wheel drive. I've never had any kind of problem here, but if you do have any kind of problem like that, it's good to have a recovery strap, and there's plenty of people around that will be willing to help you out and if you run into any issues like that. Also too, obviously a single jet ski trailer is going to be a lot easier to launch from here, but you can definitely do it with a double jet ski as I've shown. I've seen people down here with Toyota Camrys launching. I don't think it's really too much of a problem. Just again, be prepared. And the sand is pretty hard packed. You really shouldn't have too many problems getting dug in or not being able to get out. Just always be careful and think about what you're doing. And so we're gonna go out and enjoy our day, and then when we come back, we'll show you how we get them back on the trailer, because that's a whole nother trick.
6.5 hours later.
All right guys, so we just got done with a fun day on the water. Now we're just gonna go ahead and get the jet skis loaded back up on the trailer, and you can see from high tide when we put in how much water has gone out here.
Yeah.
The trailer tires were in the water when we left it.
Yep. So we gotta figure out how to get those guys all the way up to that guy. But we're gonna back the trailer up. And Lewis has some more tips for you.
I don't have any more tips. I daisy chained the jet skis together on the same anchor, and they're kind of floating where I need them. I'll pull the trailer around.
Okay, running back the trailer part. Okay. We're rushing against the time clock here because there's a really bad storm behind us over there, and there's also one over here too. So we're gonna hustle, and hopefully we don't hear anything. But feel free to leave a comment down below if you think we're doing it completely wrong, because the internet has opinions, y'all. It has opinions. Are you gonna run me over? Is this what we're doing? Sneaky brakes, squeaky boy. Back the trailer up. You're on the other side of the jet skis, honey.
Huh?
You're on the other side of the jet skis.
Yeah, well, if I went straight back, I would have run into them, so I had to pull forward, pull back. I anchored in the wrong spot.
No, okay.
All right, so now we're just gonna pull the jet skis over. This is a lot easier if you have two people, but you could do it one person if you really want to struggle. But as you can see, the trailer's still about a foot out of the water. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook the winch to the front of it. Christine's gonna operate the winch, and I'm gonna lift the front of the jet ski up to try to get it onto the bunks, and then as we get it going, I'll help shove it on there.
Okay.
So again, it's a lot easier because we have that liquid rollers applied to the bunks already.
Yep. Alright, then I crank and Lewis lifts. Alright, so Lewis is going to lift it to get it on the bunks. And I want to start cranking. Okay, here we go. Okay, wait, I need two hands. Alright, so here's kind of where we are. Lewis lifted on the, I pushed on the back, I cranked it, he's going to crank it the last half mile. There we go, just like that.
One down, one more to go.
Alright. right, just like that, both skis are on.
It's a little bit of a workout, but it definitely can be done. It's not,
Yeah,
it's not too
impossible.
hard.
All right, so what's next?
All right, just pull the truck out.
All right.
Or we sink too far in the sand.
Yeah. Context. This is only as far as we put the truck in, just like earlier, but obviously we are much farther back because it is low tide. No problems. Look at that.
All right, guys, so here are your pro tips for launching at the Dunedin Causeway. I'd say number one is you definitely don't need four-wheel drive, although it would be helpful. But my two-wheel drive truck does it no problem. I've seen people out here with cars.
Teslas.
Yeah, it can be done. Pro tip number two is it is really shallow. I would not recommend going out too deep. You don't want to sink your truck into the salt water. That's going to just tear it up.
Be a bad day.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend going any deeper than the tops of the bottom of your tires. So, up to the bottom of the wheel, if that makes sense. Pro tip number three is it is a lot easier if you have a single jet ski trailer. You could even use that lever method if you take it off of the hitch. But with a double jet ski trailer, it's just too heavy. With one person, I'm fairly certain you can do it. With two people, it's super achievable, especially using that added liquid bunk stuff. And like I said, I did a whole video on that just right before this, so you can link in the description where you can check that out. But yeah, not that bad. So that's gonna do it for us today. Remember, hit that subscribe button because I really appreciate it, really help us out. And with that being said, we're out of here and we'll see you next weekend.
Crack with that thing. That's great.
Hey guys, well,
Scoot over. Okay, it's better.
two is it is really shallow. You guys racing. If you've ever wanted to know how to launch your ski here at the Dunedin Causeway, then you're right. So if you've ever,
You're right.
so with that being said, another. All right, so
Hang on.
not on the camera.
Oh.
I wouldn't think I would trust it just to sit there.
I know 2 hands on it though.
I mean, are you going to be ready to get in the water?
I-
No, we're going to have to get in the water.
I'm not getting in the water, not in the issues.
Well, how are you going to see this thing?
Well, I'm just gonna have to make sure that you're doing it because I don't know.
Be out and pull you out if you need any issues like that.
If you run into any issues like that.
If what?
If you run into any issues like that.
Okay.
All right, hang on. Go on the other side of it so I can see what you did. All right.
Yeah.
Damn seagulls, so loud.